Welcome to another Singing Mukbang family video. And guess who we have with us today? We have author extraordinaire, Christine Wilson.
I love it.
Look at this, y'all.
Extraordinaire.
Look at this. So, look at the back. The first thing I want to tell y'all to do is to go to her website. It's christinewilson.com.
.net.
christinewilson.net, and pick up this book.
Yes.
You got to go and get this book, okay? Now, what we're going to be doing on this show is, if you like, comment, and subscribe to this video, we're going to choose 2 people, actually 4 people, because we have a second book that she did a collaboration with. And this book is called Down for the Count. You see that? And these are the collaborative authors on the back. Yes. So we're going to give out 2 of these and 2 of these. So all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment, and we will choose from those who do so to pick our winners from.
Yay.
But today we have Christine Wilson, and I'm so excited. Woo! We're about to get into it.
I'm super
But before I let her go off, listen, this is, I talk loud a lot, so sometimes I have to remember not to talk so loud. But listen, y'all, I'm going to read a little bit about Christine. Wait a minute, let me see.
What happened to it?
There it is. I'm going to read a little bit about her. Now, this show is a little bit different because she's an author. She's also a coach, a life coach.
I am.
And she's also in ministry in the church.
I am.
She's an author, and she writes for a magazine.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I have not submitted anything lately, which is why I hesitated.
Right, exactly.
I have been featured.
She has been featured. What's the name of the magazine you're featured
Today's
in?
Purpose Woman.
Today's Purpose Woman.
That's
So
right.
I will put a copy of the description of the magazine right here, so you'll get a chance to see it. So what I'm going to do is get a picture of the magazine and drop it in the video.
Absolutely.
So listen, y'all. Now I'm going to tell you, I got to read this because y'all got to understand who we got on the show today. So who is she? And I'm reading from her website, christinewilson.net, and it says, not only am I a best-selling author and host of a Facebook Live midweek motivation segment, I also coach on how to drill down to your authentic place, find your God-given inborn temperament, then hone your purpose, passion, and dreams so you can live your very best life, even if your very best life is in parallel with a 9 to 5. At my core, I am an encourager. I love to cheer people on to be the best they can be and to celebrate them as they reach their goals and accomplishments. I realize that people just want to be heard, not fixed. Let me read that again. That's important.
That right there.
People need a safe, wait a minute, let me go back. I realize that people just want to be heard, not fixed. People need a safe place to express what is in their heart and in their head and heart without judgment and without fear of exposure. Y'all see why I had to read this? I am a worshiper, a wife, mother, and grandmother of 13.
Soon to be 14.
Beautiful woman. How in the world she got 13 grandkids? She only got 1 child though. But actually, 2 stepchildren and 1 son. But 13 grandchildren, look how beautiful she is.
Soon to be 14. I have one coming in February.
February, okay? Let me finish with Christine. I am a sister, an aunt, a cousin, confidant, and friend. More than anything, listen to this, more than anything, it is my desire to see you live your very best life, worshiping God and serving others. Christine Wilson, be authentically you. Wow. Wow. Let me tell you something.
What an introduction.
Listen. So, Chris.
Yes.
What in the world is going on with you? What is going on?
Oh my goodness. I am.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Yes.
Listen, y'all. We're doing Wingstop today. I'm sorry I didn't introduce the food. Leslie, can you give me a Wingstop something? She don't got nothing with Wingstop on it. But we have corn. We have habanero chicken wings. We got lemon pepper chicken wings. We got a few fries. We got rolls. We each have a tray of celery, carrots, and ranch dressing.
Lovely.
And we each have a salad. I have a market salad. She has a Cobb salad. And our salads came from Chick-fil-A. So today we are doing Chick-fil-A and Wingstop.
Yes.
Okay?
Delicious.
Okay. So go ahead, Chris. What is going on with you while we get some food?
What is going on with me? I am trying to live my very best life right now.
Yes.
Because it's just so many places I want to start, and I can't start all at the same place.
Right.
But
right.
The reason why we are here today talking about this book is because 6 years ago, I came face to face with my mortality.
Yes.
And when I was rushed into emergency surgery,
yes,
and came through that, I could not go back to life as usual.
Right.
There were things questions that came to my mind.
Yes.
Like, okay, I could have died.
Exactly.
And I didn't.
Yes.
So Lord, why did you leave me here?
Right.
Why did you give me another chance at life?
Right.
And so I started this quest, trying to figure out who I am, why I do what I do,
right,
why I allow others to cause me to do what I do.
Okay, listen, y'all.
Okay, and then I ended up in the midst of all of my searching and trying to find those answers, I came to this place where I had to determine who I am at my core.
Wow.
Who I am authentically.
Yes.
With nothing added, no one else's opinion of me. Who am I? That was a long road.
Yes.
Coming to that.
I remember.
It was long.
I remember.
It was long, but it was necessary, and it
Yes.
has been the most rewarding time of my life. I'm 58 years old now, and I don't mind saying that. I'm 58
Wow.
years old now. I didn't start really living until the book was written.
Wow.
Because I now understand
Right.
who I am,
Right.
why I do what I do,
Right.
and I can now make a choice
Wow.
about what I do.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what's going on with me
Wow.
right now, and all of the things that spring forth from that authentic place.
Right.
It has all been a part of the journey.
Right.
I know I have way more to add to this journey,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I'm in a good place right now, and I'm loving life.
Yes, and she's adding a lot to it because she's doing radio interviews,
I am.
podcasts. She has every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, 5:30.
At 5:30, she does Facebook Live where
Yeah.
she's talking. It's beautiful. You've been doing that for a couple of years now.
I was
right?
doing Midweek Motivation for 2 years,
Wow.
and we have now transitioned over to Authentically You Radio.
Wow. See?
So that segment from Midweek Motivation has now morphed into, it has grown and blossomed into Authentically You Radio. That segment is new for me, so it sounds very much like right now. It sounds very much like Midweek Motivation. But
Right.
as we lay the foundation and lay the right work for the Authentically You Radio, it's
Right.
going to change. It's going
Right.
to change and grow and mature and be
Are
something
you
totally
hosting
different.
Authentically Radio?
I am.
Wow. I'm going to be on there, y'all.
You
I'm
will
coming
be.
on that show.
Will be. Yes.
We're family.
We are.
I want y'all to know this is my sister-in-law.
Hey.
So as y'all can see, my family is multi-talented. This is my sister-in-law. She's married to my baby brother.
I just made a mess of my salad.
That's okay. She's married to my baby brother, and they're both living their best life. How long y'all been married for?
Been married 30 years.
30 years.
March 20,
Listen.
31.
Let me just say this. All of my sisters and brothers, basically, that are married right now, have been married 30-some years.
Exactly.
Listen, their one marriage equals my two. We authentic today.
We are.
Her one marriage is my two marriages. So that is
It's all good.
That is very, very interesting, right? So she has her hands in a melting pot.
I do.
And On top of that, she works a
full-time job.
Full-time job, travels throughout the United States. And what is the organization that you go to
in Texas?
Yes, I think it has to do with the coaching, the life coaching. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yes.
Think about it.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. When you do the, let's see. Yes. Come on.
She's over my face on my website.
I'm on her website. Oh, I know where it is.
I think you're talking about the Lift conference.
Yes.
Let
That's
me tell
exactly
you.
what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
That's what I'm. Oh, there you
There
go,
it
right
goes
there. Yes.
The Lift conference, let me tell you,
Yes.
2 years ago was my first experience with the Lift conference.
Mhm.
Lift stands for Ladies Intentionally Following Through.
Wow. Okay.
When I went to that conference, OMG. First of all, my eyes were open to a world I never knew existed.
Mm.
I did not know that there were that many African American women
Mhm.
that could come together, entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
We have the gamut in the room, from beginners, from those who just have a dream, to those who are millionaires in the room.
Wow.
And it's faith-based.
Wow.
So we have praise and worship, we have prayer, and then we have an expert in the field, in
Wow.
a field
Mhm.
that will speak to us for an hour about their particular field.
Wow.
So you can come in there, and if you don't know anything about social media, there's going to be a guru in the room that can tell you all about how to become who you need to be on social
Wow.
media, how to grow your business.
Mm.
We even had, the first year that I went, they even had a lawyer in the room.
I gotta go to one.
Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Wow.
And so just being in that room opened up my world.
Mhm.
And when I got back from that conference, that particular conference, is when I started Facebook Live.
Oh wow.
Because I was so transformed from being in
Wow.
the room with those powerhouse
Wow.
ladies. And one of the ladies, the keynote speaker, her name is April Franks Hunt. She's amazing. She
Okay.
said,
shout out to Miss Hunt.
yes, April is amazing. She
Wow.
does Domination Nation now, and she does Epicon. Oh God, she's
Oh, wow.
huge. She's huge. She said, when I got back, I watched one of her videos, and she said, let me tell you the thing that's different between me and you. I'm on Facebook Live and you're not. I said, well, you used to say that about me. And I started my Facebook Live that day in my car.
Wow. And she has basically almost reached her limit of friends because she's at 4,900
Mhm.
and 50-some friends on Facebook.
Mhm.
So if you want to be a part of that group, you got to go on over there and get hooked up.
Get hooked
Okay,
up.
I'm telling you, because she's got so much going on that it's hard to really talk about all the things that she's doing in this one video. But we're gonna do our best to talk about as much as we can. If we got to do a part 1 and a part 2, and y'all know I don't have a problem doing part 1 and part 2.
I'm up for that.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to put, does Lyft have a website? So you can tell them the
I'll make sure you get
website, and I'm going to put the website right down there so you don't have to struggle to go looking for it. I'll give you
Absolutely.
where the website is, but you can tell them also.
Absolutely. I believe it is Lyft.com.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh no, it's LiftCon. LIFTCONF. Probably 2020.com.
COM.
LiftCon.
LiftCon.
CON is in conference.
Oh, okay.
I think it is LiftCon.
.com.
Yeah, let's do that. No, that is not it. That is not
But
it.
Lyft 2008, 2019, right? Have y'all done the 2020 yet?
They should have it already up for 2020. Has 19.
Is this it?
That is.
That's one of them. So that's somebody else.
That's not us.
That ain't y'all.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna put it in the
Yeah, we're gonna
description,
find it.
and we'll make sure that you all get the information that you need. When you're doing
Exactly.
these live shows like this, well, this is pre-recorded for you, live for us. When you're doing this, a lot of times you don't have all the information right, but it's so much information that I want y'all to know about her and about what she's doing. We have got to make sure we get it in here so that you all can go and follow through, because I'm sure there are young ladies out there. Do gentlemen come to the lift?
There have not been.
It's mostly for women anyway.
We do have male speakers sometimes, but attendees are women.
And so if you are a entrepreneur, female,
or want to be,
or even want to be, have an aspiration and just need some encouragement, need somebody to actually go in and tag with, then you can go to the conference.
Exactly.
And they will, y'all know who that is. That is Leslie, who likes to talk on the camera, but we don't get to see her face. I would love to have her sitting in this chair with me one day, because she has so much to offer, but I appreciate her in the background screaming and hollering. So she's coming to the Lift Conference. We definitely I'm gonna go. Is it, now when you go, is it like a weekend thing, or
it is
you gotta get a hotel?
Yes. But it's all in the same, it's a conference hotel.
Okay.
And it basically starts Friday afternoon and all day Saturday.
Okay.
Now what they do is they'll open up a Thursday session, and that is a master class. So if you really want you really know what you want to go for, the experts will be in the room that day for a full 8 hours, and they're like, okay, Dorothy, what is your dream? What is your passion? Let me show you how to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Let me show you how to get there.
I'm going. Y'all see what my dream and passion is.
It is amazing, and they are part of that whole masterclass package. You get a photo shoot. You get a full makeover.
Wow.
A photo shoot.
Wow.
And you get people in your business wanting to know what they can do to help you to be a success.
So is this is it a set price every year, or the prices change?
It change a little.
Okay.
They change a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is phenomenal, and I think that is one thing that I would probably do every year.
Wow.
Because it is just that impactful for me.
Is it the same time every year?
In late September, early October.
Okay, so y'all got plenty time for 2020.
As soon as I find the information out, I'll make sure it's posted.
Yes. Yes, y'all. And listen, she's on Facebook and she's on Instagram. Tell them where your social media so they can go and get this information.
Well, my website, again, is ChristineWilson.net. On my website is a link to all of my other social media.
Okay.
But that's just so you won't have to remember. But I believe on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, I am Chris Wilson Motivates.
Wow, okay.
Okay? And what was the other thing I missed?
Are you on Twitter?
So I got them all.
Okay, they all the same. There you go.
Chris Wilson Motivates.
So just go to her website. Her website is beautiful. When it's all said and done, I'm going to get my website up and done. But yes, so just go to ChristineWilson.net and you can scroll through her website. She's got blog posts on there. She's got all of her books you can buy directly from her website, or you can go to Amazon.
You can go to Amazon.com, yes.
So she's everywhere. But I want to pick up on something that you talked about because I think it's important. And y'all know I lick my fingers, so. Ooh. This lemon pepper chicken is so good. Look at this.
Delicious.
Wow. So the experience that she's talking about, where she came in contact with her mortality. Listen, people have these experiences every day. Some, when they come through, it's not always a positive experience. Because some people, their lives are so tragically affected by the experience that they don't know how to really pick up from there. I had an experience, and I like to, a lot of times when I have my guests on, y'all notice I like to try to identify by sharing a similar experience.
Absolutely.
On 9/11, and I told the family this, when we were in South Africa, 9/11 happened. And in South Africa, when we heard about it, there was no flying into America, there was no flying out of America.
I don't think I knew that. Oh my goodness.
And we were stuck in Durban, South Africa.
Ooh.
And while we were stuck there, we were being protected because the World Conference Against Racism was happening.
Okay.
And the guests for that conference from all over the world, talking about racism, we were all in the same hotel. And at the time that 9/11 happened, a few days later, terrorists start attacking American interests across the globe. So in Africa, where we were, Johannesburg, Cape Town, they started blowing up American like food places, hotels. So we had the African National Guard around us. The 9/11 happened. The people that were doing the World Conference Against Racism, most of them had already flown out to go home. So we were there on doing ministry. It was a group of us, about 12 or 22. I'm not totally sure. This is our second time there, and every time we went out or came back to the hotel, our cars were checked for bombs. All the guests. I mean, there were just the African National Guard was everywhere. And what happened was, all the lights in the whole city of Durban went out. As far as you can see, there was pure blackness. Now, mind you, the natives to Durban were familiar with this. We were not.
We're not.
But let me show you how it affected me.
My goodness.
When the lights went out, immediately I associated it with us being attacked.
Exactly.
Because we were in American Hotel at the time, and we were the only American group that was still in the hotel. So this was, I'm not sure what it was, 12 midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and some of the guests that we were with came running to our room, banging on the door. Are y'all all right? The hotel inside was pitch black. Are y'all all right? Are y'all all right? So everybody came into our room. I got up out the bed and I looked out as far as I could see, and all I saw was pitch blackness. It scared me so bad. I started trembling. I started trembling and crying, and everybody was trying to comfort me and saying, "You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right." But right then and there, I had an experience. So when I got back, I immediately began to challenge everything that I believed, everything around me that I felt did not resonate with my spirit. And that means in every area of my life. And by doing that, one of the things I noticed is that you do become authentically yourself. You do. It doesn't always go well with everybody around you. You want to take it from there?
I'm sorry for that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, but we live most of our lives trying to fit in somebody else's tiny square box.
There you go. Yes.
And when you are faced with these decisions, when you're faced with these answers that you have to challenge yourself with, you cannot fit in somebody else's square box, because you are a round peg trying to squeeze yourself in somebody else's square box, and it does not work. You're miserable.
Yes, you are.
You're absolutely miserable. Now, all of your life, you've adjusted to doing that. You figured out how to do it well. You figured out how to smile through what could be a painful experience.
Yes.
You know? But when you have to sit down with yourself and your creator, all right?
Come on now.
You really do have to answer some very hard questions. And it does not matter what somebody else's opinion is at that point.
That's right.
Because he's not asking you for their opinion. He's asking you for who are you.
Exactly.
You know, and you go on year after year, and then all of a sudden you're standing in the mirror saying, "Who are you for real?"
Exactly.
Looking at yourself in the mirror.
Exactly.
What do I believe? What do I want out of my life?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's where authentically you came about. That's how it all came into play.
Wow.
Because I'm telling you, going, as you say, in church, and you get so many different opinions from people.
Oh my goodness.
And so many expectations.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Not even factoring in that my background is different than your background.
Exactly.
You know, the things that have experiences that you had are different than mine.
Yes.
So even though we have the plumb line, in fact, it comes into my world differently than it comes into your world.
Exactly.
And so I had to, and I love to read. I love to read.
Yeah.
So even when I first came into the church, I read the Bible myself.
Wow.
From cover to cover, myself. You know, didn't understand everything, still don't understand everything.
Right.
You know, but I had to have my own. And then from that point up to the surgery, I was basically letting someone else interpret it for me.
Right, exactly. That's exactly
From surgery going forward, I had to say no, even though I disagreed with a lot that I was hearing before.
Yes,
I never said anything.
Right.
I never bucked the system.
Who does?
Who does? Right? But from surgery going forward, I had to make my stand. I had to put my own feet in the sand and say, this is what I believe and this is where I'm going no further.
Exactly.
But my passion though now in Authentically You Radio and whatever ministry comes out of Authentically You, whatever service I would say comes out of Authentically You, I want people to be able to get to that place without having to go through a traumatic experience.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to end up on the operating table.
Exactly.
You don't have to be in a foreign country and lights go out and you're like, what in the world?
That's right.
You know?
And you don't want to.
And you don't want to.
No,
you really don't. You can be sitting right at your dining room table and decide, I want to find my authenticity.
Right.
And then go after that. Go after that. You know, whatever it looks like for you, because everyone looks different.
Right.
And I don't think it's a place where you actually arrive.
Right.
I think it's a continual journey.
That's
because
right.
we are ever growing, we are ever learning. Every piece of new information that enters into our world changes it somehow.
That's right.
So you never reach that place of total authenticity. You know,
right?
You're ever learning and ever adding to it. And so I have definitely been having a great time. Right. And even still, there are some decisions, some things that I do just because I've always done them. And so I'm still coming to a place of questioning things.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's right. Yes.
So, and it's exciting to me. It's really exciting. And I used to shy away from change. I used to shy away
Come
from...
on, man. That's exactly. That's right.
I needed everything in my world to remain the same.
The same. Very conservative.
Even if it was broken. Even if it was broken,
and I
knew it was broken.
You just couldn't.
I needed it to remain the same.
Yes.
Don't challenge me.
Was that the comfort zone?
That was my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yes. And so since 2017, going to that Lift conference, I have broken through so many barriers.
Wow.
That I had placed on myself.
Wow.
It has just been amazing.
And what's interesting is, I'm sitting here talking to you. And there are times when you're talking to people and they really connect to a place in you that cause you to expand inside. And one of the things that I've learned, I like a lot of times to talk about my school because it's played such a big role in my life.
Exactly.
And I told y'all the last time I have a master's in psychology. I have a bachelor's in sociology. One of the things that
I love it.
One of the things that when she was talking that really came out to me is as a concept in sociology called socialization. Now, you cannot be authentically you when you are allowing other people to socialize you. To teach you how to be, teaching you how to be social, and teaching you what rules and norms are social, are acceptable for their circle.
Right.
And when you do that, when you become indoctrinated to always have to fit into a group, there is no way you can be authentically
No
you.
way.
You cannot be. And the comfort zone becomes not just a comfort zone; it becomes a way of life. You don't even know it's a comfort zone because it's no longer comfortable.
Comes your prison.
It's just a zone.
Comes your prison. Lord have mercy.
You just in the zone, but you're gonna say something. You zoned out.
I'm totally zoned out. This is good stuff. This is really, really good stuff.
So you can't be authentically you when you're constantly trying to frame yourself in out of someone else's picture.
Absolutely.
You know, trying to frame your picture, trying to frame yourself with somebody else's frame. Your picture is what it is. You should choose the frame that you expose it in. And the frame, when I talk about a frame, I'm talking about everything around you that makes you who you are. That's the circle that you have put yourself in.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
I love that frame. It's a beautiful analogy. And yeah, it is such a hard thing when you know, the thing that I think one of the things that weighs heavily on someone who is afraid of authenticity is acceptance.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, wanting to be, you have to be in the crowd.
Yes.
You know, you don't make any real independent decisions.
That's right.
You know, someone has to take charge of you, even though you don't think they are.
Yeah.
Or you try to portray that they're not.
That's right.
Someone really is taking charge of you.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
You shortchange yourself like that.
That's right.
You shortchange your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. You really don't live. You don't live out loud. Because
Exactly.
you're always concerned about the group.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
And I really think in this whole for me, this whole era, this whole authentic space that I'm trying to live in, it is critical that that I remain genuine, exactly, genuine, and independent with the group.
Exactly.
You know, I need my groups. I need my groups.
You do.
You know, but I have to remain independent within my group.
And you know, and that's another concept that we learn in sociology. It's about group think.
Okay.
It does not matter if it's two people in a group. A lot of times you do not have a lot of controversy when it's two people. But if you add a third person or more, automatically somebody is going to rise up and become the author of the group. And usually it's the person who has that leadership quality. That person may not be authentic. The person may not be have your best interest in mind, but they just might have leadership quality. They will always rise up.
They will
be the controller in the group.
They will.
So what happens is everybody in the group starts having group think. You lose your self-identity. Because in order to fit in a group, you have to think like the group. Otherwise, if you don't think like the group, you're not officially a part of the group. You're just a bystander looking up, and the group knows it. So they'll start to separate you. This is listen, y'all. This stuff happens. This is no joke. Wow. This has been tried and tested, and experiences has been done. All kinds of testing has been done. I don't want to say experimentation, but it's a way in science where you can go and do lab work. But this has been tested time and true. It has been tested time and time again. If you're in a group, you are going to start thinking like that group.
So true.
And you're going to lose your individuality. What you have to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. What you have to do is you have to decide what group you want. Is the group that you best fit into.
You want to lose yourself in.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, like you said, you'll just keep trying to be a part of all these groups and have you won't be authentically you. You have to find a group that you can continue to be authentic in. That comes with training, re-socialization. It comes from getting rid of traditions, not being afraid of exposure.
It comes with self-love.
There you go, self-love.
Knowing that you have value.
Come on now.
It comes with knowing that your voice matters. All of those things that you've been afraid of.
Exactly.
To now.
Exactly.
That comes with that. That's how you remain an individual. That's how you remain genuine. That's how you remain authentic. It's like you may not agree with me, but this is how I feel about this.
Exactly.
You know, I may be totally wrong.
Right.
And I may know that I'm totally wrong, but this is how I feel about it right now.
In the moment, okay?
In this moment.
And that's being authentic.
That's being authentic.
Because in this moment, I can get very angry. But can I sit with that anger and not let it cause me to be offensive to you?
Exactly.
Can I allow that emotion to go through my system? Because emotions are nothing but chemicals. It's a mixture of chemicals
Measure up.
that the brain puts out to allow you to be able to distinguish between anger, happiness, sadness.
Yes.
And
yes.
people,
How to matriculate you.
that most people are addicted to being sad. Did you know that? Listen, you ever been around somebody who's always mad? Because they are addicted to the chemical that the body produces that causes anger.
Wow.
Yes. You learn this stuff in school in psychology. People who are always happy, who have a lot of genuine excitement, they're up because that chemical is constantly producing in their body. So in order for you to become authentically yourself, you have to know and identify what mood am I in today. And then allow yourself to sense that mood so that you can identify and how often you're in it.
Exactly. Wow. I'm gonna take that one home with me. Thank you.
Listen, I want to read y'all the chapters in her book, because we've covered a lot of the topics, but I just want to share with y'all what the table of contents said. Part 1, he will never disappoint. Part number 2 under part 1. These are chapters. So chapter 1, he will never disappoint. Find yourself in him. Transition. Spirit, soul, and body. Now that one right there, I love talking about the triune self. The face of authenticity. Turning point. Part 2, reflection. Let the words of our mouth accept the assignment. New beginnings. Fit for the master's use and your time. Now listen, I know a lot of you have heard the things that we've talked about, and even in looking at this book and the titles, you might think, oh, well, what if I'm not a church person? Well, what if I'm not a religious person or a Christian per se? What if I have another religion that I believe in? Listen, this book is universal.
It is. It speaks to
It's
you.
not just about you having a specific relationship with a specific spiritual experience, but you can identify because you are a person with a body,
seeking
with a spirit and a soul, and whatever you use to connect those three, this still is for you. It's still very genuine. And so, being authentically you, following your own path.
Following your own path.
Listen, we talked about that a little bit, but I want to go there just a little bit deeper. Because some people think following your own path means being selfish.
Right.
Or
even renegade.
Yeah, exactly. Or going against the grain, being someone who is constantly in opposition. So you're constantly causing friction wherever you go. That is not following your own path.
That is not. Following your own path.
Right.
Following your own path. Listen, on the day of your birth, stamped on your DNA is who you are.
Come on now.
And what you're going to be throughout your life. That you are the only person on the entire earth with the fingerprint that you have.
Right.
Every thumbprint is different. Every thumbprint is unique.
Exactly.
Follow your uniqueness. Follow your unique path. Follow the thing that you were placed in this earth at this time, in this season, to do, to be, to say, to go. Follow that. That is following your own path.
Exactly.
Not allowing someone else to dictate to you how you are supposed to live out loud in your authenticity.
Right.
That's following your own path.
Exactly. That is powerful. And listen, think about this. Think about it like this too. When you're following your own path, it doesn't mean that you don't identify with someone else's path.
Absolutely.
What it means is, what are you going to contribute to this world?
To this society, that's right.
What are you going to contribute?
What is your impact?
Your contribution should be authentically you. If it's not authentic, and you're going out here trying to make a contribution simply because it's going to make you a lot of money.
Right.
Or because it's going to make you look good in your family and friends, it's going to give you prestige, and you go and you get yourself, that's why she said, the part where I read what she talked about, you can be authentically you even with a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people will take a position, it's just an example, take a position on their job because it brings them prestige, it gives them a lot of money, but it's not authentic.
It's not authentic.
It's not authentic.
They're not happy.
Not happy at all.
They're experiencing joy? None. None.
None. Nada.
Nada. So, while you're out there making those 6 figures on your job because you went after that role, you can also, on your side gig,
right,
live your authentic life. Live your authentic life. The thing is, you cannot allow, I know, right? Look at that. You
I'm not
cannot
supposed
allow.
to eat this, but I'm gonna eat a piece for y'all.
You are not supposed to?
I'm not. We got the same issue, but I'm gonna eat just for y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Your 9 to 5, you were saying?
Yeah, when you're taking those 9 to 5s, you are literally on those. This is a different thought altogether. But when we take our 9 to 5s, we are literally living out someone else's dream.
Come on now. Come on now. Get that thing. Let me want this.
We go to work. We punch the clock. Whatever job you go into, if you work for, Popeyes, you are filling Mr. Popeyes' dream by showing up.
Exactly.
What are you doing to fulfill your own dream?
Exactly.
And you may not ever be on the level or the magnitude of a Popeyes.
Come on.
But listen, if you are flowing in your sweet spot, if you're doing that thing that brings you great joy, let me tell you, you're just as happy or happier than Mr. Popeye.
Exactly.
You know, because the thing that makes us live, the thing that makes us want to jump out of bed every morning and do that thing.
Come on now.
Even if you get paid for it or not.
Come on now.
That is your passion. Those things are the things that we need to make sure we surround ourselves with on a regular, if not every day. If not every day.
Exactly.
We need to be doing something that's going to cause us to just be thrilled to do it. I am thrilled to be able to write. I am thrilled to be able to do Facebook Live. I am thrilled, to be able to sit down and talk to people about their lives and their passions and help them figure out the things that they love to do. I'm thrilled to do those things. And sometimes the type of job that I have, the type of, we call it silent investor, my silent investor, the type of job that I have, we're not bound by time and the things that we do. We can float in and out because of the type of work that it is. So we spend a lot of time talking with each other. Right. So I am on my silent investor, my 9 to 5, doing some of the stuff I love to do.
Come on man.
Just talking to people.
Exactly.
Just talking to people about those things that really make them tick. About those things that really cause them to wake up in the morning and say, oh my goodness, today I get to go to the office. I get to talk to my friend about this particular part of her journey that's going to help her along the way in doing what she's called to do. I love it. Absolutely love it. So as we are climbing these corporate ladders, as we are doing all those things and making all that money, that if you don't find who you are, if you don't live out loud in your own passion, you go home every day, you're sad.
Exactly.
You're unfulfilled. So while we're doing that, let's find out those things that fulfill us so that we can live a life of authenticity.
Wow. And listen, thinking about the Popeyes example she gave, I thought about something. Listen, your dream don't always have to be, what is the word I want to use? Because when Mr. Popeye sat at home and mixed some seasonings and threw it on his chicken, listen, he wasn't thinking about, whoa, is this going to be worldwide? Is this going to expand the globe? Or am I going to have my Popeye's chicken and seasoning all over the world? No. The man sat at home and was eating some chicken and seasoned the way he liked it. Or she or whoever Popeyes was. And there were other people that liked it and probably sat down and said, you know what? This will make a good restaurant. But see, when you're authentically yourself, other people recognize the authenticity.
Girl.
And immediately what they're going to say is, you know what? That's good enough for other people. Somebody else is going to like that. And look at Popeye. KFC.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. And Popeyes and KFC been out way longer than Chick-fil-A. But do you see how, listen, all three of these places are chicken oriented. So don't get confused if your dream look like somebody else's, but you got your own flavor.
Your own flavor.
I feel like I'm preaching right. That was good. That was good right there. Listen. So don't get caught up in my authenticity looks like somebody else's, or it should just look totally separate. No, yours can be chicken with a different flavor.
Come on here.
You see what I'm saying?
Put some lemon pepper on it.
Put some lemon pepper on your chicken, or some habanero sauce, or whatever it is. What you need to do is, that's an example of being authentic. All of us in the room got a piece of chicken, but we got it the way we like to eat it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
The way you like
it's the way we like to eat it. So don't think we're saying that you got to be like everybody
Not
else.
at all.
You don't have to be a CEO, but you can be dropped into being a CEO.
Absolutely.
Because somebody else is going to like the same flavor you like.
Exactly.
And with 7 billion, almost 8-9 billion people on the planet, all you need is 100 million of them to buy your flavor.
Exactly.
You think Mr. Popeyes was thinking, how am I going to get all 7 billion of these people? But when he was out, I think we were probably at 3-4 billion people on the planet.
Right.
So I'm sure he wasn't thinking, how am I going to get all 3 billion of these people to eat my chicken?
I forgot what I was saying.
But you were saying that the only person, when your authenticity caused you to write this book, and nobody can be a life coach the way that you can be, because you have your own seasoning. And you know what I thought about? I'm sorry, I'm spitting all over the place, y'all. Because she always sparks a thought in me when she's talking.
I love that.
Seasonings.
I'm doing my job.
Seasonings.
Yes.
Do you know you can be garlic, you can be salt, you can be pepper, but those are authentic. But guess what? When you mix salt and vinegar together, it's a whole nother flavor. You ever thought about Obey seasoning? You know how many seasonings is in Obey? Listen, Obey would not be what it is without each particular flavor that makes it what it is.
I love it.
Lemon and pepper are separate seasonings, flavors, but you put them together. And good Lord, listen, this is what you get. Chicken. Y'all know y'all had some lemon pepper chicken before? You know how good that is?
It's delicious.
But just thinking, if the person who thought of that said, you know what, there's somebody probably already out there doing some lemon chicken, or somebody doing some pepper chicken, maybe I'll make it lemon pepper chicken. And look at us, we buying
it and loving it.
And loving it.
Exactly. So there is a market out there for what you bring.
Exactly.
There is a group of people out there who is going to love exactly what you do.
Yes, exactly.
All we're waiting for is for you to do it. To be authentic in your lane and do it. Find your sweet spot and do it.
Exactly.
And have fun. Have fun at it. Make it look appealing to somebody.
Exactly. Look, I'm just finding myself, I love doing this. This is really the me. Yes. Authentically me right here.
Exactly.
Sitting here talking to people, exposing them to the world, and sharing their accomplishments and their life. That brings me joy.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, I've done some things in my life, but I get more joy sitting talking to somebody else about what they've done, because I feel like my authenticity is raised to another level when I'm sharing with someone else, when I'm spotlighting someone else.
I love that.
It's so much joy and so much fun, because one of the things I've learned is that I get more joy when I'm connected to someone spiritually.
Community.
I'm connected to them on a level that is beyond just our flesh and blood. And so I look for that, because I hunger for that connection all the time. I get it doing this.
I know, right? Isn't that wonderful? I love it.
So this is an
I
example.
love it. And I wanted to read what I wrote down about that. I want to applaud you and what you're doing with these sessions. You're spotlighting folks who get no exposure otherwise. You are allowing the world to learn something new about someone they may have seen on other platforms or in another arena.
Wow.
But you're sharing, you're allowing people to be seen on a whole different platform. So I just wanted to applaud you for that. And I thank you. I just wanted to thank you for that. And you are.
Appreciate you so much.
You were absolutely right. You shine right here. This is a lane for you.
Wow.
And you blow up in this lane.
Wow.
You know, you glow in this lane. You brighten up, you lighten up in this lane. And I love it.
Wow.
I love it. I watch as many other videos as pop on my phone. I'm gonna find time to come back before I go to sleep and watch them. Because this is her lane. And she's doing a wonderful job. And it does bring you a whole different level of satisfaction.
It does.
Allowing someone else, you know, to gain some exposure.
Exactly.
I appreciate you.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. I do.
And a part of being authentic is not being selfish.
Exactly.
Because you can be selfish, because you got to be a non-selfish person to be authentic.
Exactly.
Because authenticity has a lot to do with exposing yourself to other people.
Exactly.
And allowing them to see who you are. But if you're not real, you're not genuine, you're not authentic.
You're not authentic.
You're not
you
authentic.
cannot be afraid of vulnerability.
Exactly.
You cannot be afraid of it.
Exactly.
You know, own who you are, be comfortable in your skin, and do it. You know,
exactly.
when I was pulling the content together for the book, the one question that kept coming back around that I had to keep facing, and I had to keep standing my ground until they finally left me alone, is what are you going to do when someone reads your book and they question something that you said?
Girl.
Or if they disagree.
Lady T sensation.
And so when I was writing the book, I was putting together the content for the book. There was a question that kept coming back around to me periodically as I was putting the book together. It took me 12 months to write the book, and there was a reason for that. And I knew it would take 12 months.
Wow.
But anyway, that question that kept coming back around, that I had to stand my ground until I finally won that space, was, what are you going to do if someone reads your book and they disagree with you? Or what are you going to do when someone reads your book and they have a question? They question why you said what you said.
Right, exactly.
I had to answer those questions.
Right.
Okay? And after literally beating myself up about it and almost saying to myself, well, don't write the book. I couldn't even not write it. I could not write it. It was burning inside of me to such a degree that I had to do it.
Wow.
So at the bottom line was, if someone disagrees with any word that's in the book, if they have a question about anything in the book, that's my story.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is my story. This is my path to authenticity.
That's right.
That I'm sharing with the world to help you find your own path. Which is why I added the tagline, follow your own path.
See? In other words, read the book, get something out of it, and keep moving.
Keep moving. Exactly.
Follow your path. And a lot of times, our life that we live in those authentic places are used as sparks for other people to become authentic. We're not born on this planet knowing the difference between an authentic me and an unauthentic me, because when we grow up, as we're growing up, we're being socialized by our families, our peers, and every agency in our society that says, listen, I need you to learn this, I need you to learn that, so when you become an adult, you'll know how to act in society. You'll know what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And a lot of times we grow up thinking that what society says is acceptable is the only acceptable way. No, no. Without you, there is no society, period. There are systems, and the leaders of these systems have created them so that they're self-perpetuating.
Right.
So each generation that dies out and each generation that's born is born into the same system that my great-grandma and great-grandfather were born into.
All born into it.
Everybody's born, they got to go to school. Everybody got to go through some medical health agency. Everybody has to go to have some type of religious experience.
Exactly.
These are agents of socialization, peer pressure, institutions.
Right.
So we all grow up and we find ourselves either part of these things
Right.
or not a part.
Or not.
So you have to learn that authenticity is not just about being a part of the system
Right.
and fitting in.
Right. Not at all.
Following your path, you can make the system better. I think that's like the signal. The point that we're trying to make is we need you to be authentic to make everything else better.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, if we keep having people who are contributing falsity or what is the opposite of authenticity? Being inauthentic.
Inauthentic.
Then
Facade.
A facade. Then we have a lot of people who are out here walking around with masks on.
Exactly. Exactly.
But why is it that you don't want to show your beautiful face? Because you keep looking at these TV commercials.
Yes.
And they're telling you that you're ugly. If your skin is dark, you're not beautiful. If you're not light skinned, blue eyes, you got blonde hair, and you the size of this bottle, shaped like this glass, you're not acceptable. You are acceptable as you are.
You are. And let me tell you, I am so impressed with, and I actually meant to start with this. I am so impressed with people who take the leaps. Take the leaps of faith.
Yeah.
And one of the people that I wrote about in my book is actually Jeremy Lloyd.
What? Wait a minute.
She didn't even see that.
I didn't even see that. And you know what I got? Because I was mad. Yeah, I don't want to take you off your thought. I'll say this after you finish. Go ahead, make your point.
I was following Jeremy on Facebook, and I was like, wow, my nephew's out there doing life. He's out there doing what he loves to do. That young man can sing. Oh my God, he is so inspiring when he sings, and I love it. And then when he left Maryland and moved to California, I was like, oh my God, he is living his dream.
And the ship.
And all of it, and yeah, he goes on these cruise ships and he sings. I'm like, I'm too old to do something like that now. That was my first thought.
Right.
And then that was when he was on this cruise ship. And then when he left Maryland and moved to California, I'm thinking, well, maybe, he actually picked up his life.
Yes, he did.
And followed his
Shout
dream.
out to my baby boy.
Shout out to him. He has been inspiring me from then.
Wow.
And I gave him a shout out in the book because he is one of the reasons why I went on the quest that I went on.
Oh wow. I bet you didn't know that, did you, Jeremy?
I told him.
Oh, you did?
I did.
That is
actually
wow.
I actually had to send him the piece that I wrote about him with his name in it before I published it to get his approval.
He never told me. and I read it when I first got it, but I don't remember that.
I got his approval for that.
Wow.
It's just a part of a paragraph, but he was one of the people who really inspired me to actually begin to follow my passion and follow my dream. So I'm saying that to say, I don't know exactly where I was going when I started, but I want to say this. You're never too old.
That's right.
You're never too young, and you're never too old.
Right.
And no one can determine who your muse is.
There you go.
No one can determine who inspires you. You have to find that for yourself. You have to, and another young person who really inspires me is Sarah Jakes Roberts.
Wow.
That
Shout
woman,
out to Miss Roberts.
she can start a conversation, and from one sentence, I'll put her on pause and write 12 chapters.
See, this is what I'm talking. Exactly. And that's the way I feel about this. These are chapters being written. See, you write in so many different ways.
Yes, you do.
Don't always think that writing just means taking a pen and paper.
Yeah.
But you're always leaving an imprint. With your life. Remember, I think
and you get to choose.
Exactly. Now, I grew up in the church. And I have read the Bible, like you said. I think I've read the Bible at least 5 times. I mean, from when I was a child, I love to read. So I know a lot of the scriptures. And one of them that just came to my mind was, we are living epistles. Written on and read of men.
Yes.
So listen. Now let's bring that to a very natural, practical point. Your life, is a chapter in the book of life.
Yep.
This is one of my mottos, and I stole it from my sister.
I was going to say that.
And that is this: life is a journey. It is not a home.
Right.
You are not meant to just live here. You are meant to have an experience as you. You are life. All of us are a part of life. Life expressing itself as me, as Chris, as you.
Exactly.
And it is your job to have the best experience you have as a part of life.
Exactly.
You are a journey. You're not a home.
Journey well.
The journey well. You got to enjoy it. And well means having authenticity.
Authenticity.
Being healthy. Being whole. I feel like we're having some kind of session going on here. Listen to y'all, all my YouTube family and friends out there. I call them the SMF family. Singing Mukbang family.
Singing Mukbang family.
Listen. I know there are people on YouTube that inspire me, and I always talk about specific people. But there's a young man that I want to talk about real quick that most people don't know who he is, and I do not know why I like this guy. He's 21.
Write his name down.
And his name, if you type in DDG, you're gonna pull up. There's gonna be so much coming up because this young man is just everywhere. But he's from Pontiac, Michigan.
Okay.
And on Instagram, he's Pontiac is DD Pontiac is Pontiac DDG, Pontiac made DDG. On YouTube, it's DDG. So if you type that in, you'll see who I'm talking about. Matter of fact, he was just on B Love's show.
Oh.
That's DDG. She just did a mukbang with him. And for a while, I have been saying, B Loves and DDG need to do a mukbang together.
And they did.
For some reason, I was just, it was just in me that they should do a mukbang together. The reason I said that is because this young man has a personality that reaches beyond the camera. Anybody that watches his stuff, you get caught up in it. And he's crazy. But he is authentic.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He is authentic. This young man was valedictorian of his class. He was raised in Pontiac, Michigan in a very bad neighborhood. His family was taking baths, they say, in pots of hot water or something like that. They weren't eating right. And this young man was so smart, he took a camera, video camera, and he was just doing videos in college, but before college. And he asked his friends, he was like, how much money would it take for you to actually leave college and follow your dreams? And they were like, oh, about $18,000 a month or whatever. He was making $30,000 a month. Whoa. So what he said was, he was going to stop college. He said, I can always go back to college. True. I can always go back to college. Wow. He decided to stop college, move to California.
Okay.
The man is a multi-millionaire right here. Buying $2.3, $4, $5 million mansion that he's working on, riding around in Wraiths, G-Wagons, has music that is exploding on the scene, is everywhere now. I've been watching him for about 2 years.
Right.
And this is go back to what you're talking about Germany. This young man is blowing up, and he is so authentic.
I love it.
He's not authentically you,
right?
He's authentically him. And that involves him living out loud. I'm talking about out loud.
In his thing.
In his life. And all it took was a camera. And now what he's doing is he's offering other people the opportunity to go that path. If you think that you should you can make money on YouTube, or you have what it takes, get you a laptop and a camera.
Get it.
And just start making videos of your life. That way, you are writing your life down.
Writing it
video.
That's right. You're writing it.
Girl.
As long as you're breathing, a story is being written.
Listen, I'm telling you, this can go, and I'm hoping that y'all are really understanding how important this is. Authenticity is no joke.
It's no joke.
And in 2020, the way things are going, the climate of the world, and I'm talking about the global climate, You have to know how to be authentically you, or
Absolutely.
you're going to get lost.
Absolutely.
You're going to get lost in all of the headlines on the news. You're going to get lost in all of the traumatic weathers that we're having. And you're not going to be who you are because
supposed to be.
You're going to be living in fear.
Exactly. And a lot of that stuff, I mean, I have learned how to shut things off that do not feed my authenticity.
Woo! Come on now.
Again, you have the choice.
Yes.
You have a choice. So there are things that I know if I allow that stuff to feed me, it's going to put me in a place I don't want to be. So I choose on this side not to even go and allow that stuff into my space.
Wow, you know what? You sound like that's book 2. Listen, I don't mean no harm. That sounds like book 2. Feeding your authenticity.
Feed your authenticity.
Because now, now that you're authentic, how do you maintain your authenticity?
Exactly.
That's book 2.
That's book 2. We have to do that together.
How do you feed your authenticity?
Exactly.
Once you become authentic, how do you maintain it?
You have to maintain that. You absolutely have to maintain it. And you cannot. I mean, I will literally get up from settings. I'm not going to try to change you and what you do. Right. I'll remove myself.
See?
Because I know certain things are just not going to go well for me. I will remove myself. I will go do something that does feed my authenticity.
And protect it.
See,
that's
because it is vital to me.
The second one is protecting it.
I'm glad this on video. She's been outlined.
Oh my God, that is, listen y'all.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
No,
and you really do need to look into those type things because we continue, we constantly allow people to shape us and to mold us.
Yes.
And you know, I'm not saying to just throw all caution to the wind by a long shot.
Right.
What I am saying though is that to find who you are at your core, and then feed that thing.
Yes.
Feed that thing. And there are, I know I'm jumping so.
No, go right ahead.
There are tools and instruments out here today that can help you find out who you are at your core if you need that type of help.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I didn't start with that, but along my journey I found that and it confirmed some things.
Wow.
But it also uncovered some things.
See?
Because all my life, because like I said, I was insecure.
Yeah.
And I had low self-esteem. I did not feel like anyone really. I had to make sure you liked me. So when I was in your group, I made sure that whatever I thought you wanted from me, I made sure I gave you that, so that you would like me when I left that.
Starving your own authenticity.
Starving my own authenticity.
Chapter 3.
Starving my own authenticity. So it is very, very critical, you know, to find out who you are and then feed that.
That's right. That means that y'all know what synchronicity is, right? Come on now.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
But when you end up being who you are, then you're able to contribute to the society that you live in effectively and fruitfully.
There you go.
You know, and that's what we all want to do. We all want to be good contributors to our space.
Yes,
we all want to know that what we offer to the world, offer to our space, our sphere of influence, is something that's beneficial.
Wow.
You know, and you won't get to that point trying to please someone else all the time.
Exactly.
You know, yes, all those things do factor into who you are and you're being the best person you can be.
Right.
Yes, I do want to make sure that Dorothy is happy. Yes, I do.
That's
if
right.
Anything within my control that can help her be happy, I want to do that.
Right.
You know, but my sole purpose for being is not to make her happy.
Exactly. There you go.
Come on, man. When making her happy does not make me happy.
Exactly.
Then a line needs to be drawn. And so there are some things that you do just to be a part of the world, just to be a part of society. But the main thing is once you figure out who you are at your core, then you're able to contribute in such a way. And I'm telling y'all, when I took that APS, the Arno Profile System it's not a test, it's a set of questions, and they kind of put you into these temperaments.
Oh,
When I did that thing.
Yeah.
Here I am all this time, because like I said, I thought I was
Quagmire, those things.
Yeah, I thought I was an introvert. That thing told me you are introvert. You are an extrovert perpetrating as an introvert.
Listen, hold up, just one second. Listen, don't play with life. Do not play with life. It will use every instrument that exists to try to wake you up.
That thing woke me up, boy, and I have been rocking and rolling ever since. And it really gave me a level of confidence. Yeah, perpetrating as an introvert. I was like, are you kidding me? And everybody that I talked to said, we knew you were an extrovert. Anybody never thought you were an introvert?
I never thought you was an introvert.
All my life I considered myself
I've been
an
knowing
introvert.
for 30 years.
All my life I considered myself an introvert.
You know why? Because you're looking through your own eyes.
And again, not thinking I had anything to contribute.
Because you're looking through your own eyes. You're not, listen. I don't know. Every time she say something, it sparks something. And I'm trying not to trying not to get too deep because I don't want to lose my audience. I really don't. I really love y'all and I want to keep this at a level where I know that y'all can really understand what I'm saying. But this is the authentic me. Mm-hmm. I got to say what I feel. Mm-hmm. And I believe that if I say what I feel, mm-hmm. that it's for someone that's watching. It's a purpose. Yeah. So listen. When I say to her, you're looking through your own eyes. Listen, do you know that you are more than your body?
Yes.
You are not what your eyes see.
This is not.
You are not what your body feels. Mm-hmm. Just take this little test, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna go too deep. Take this little test right now. What I want you to do is I want you to take a moment to quiet yourself. When you quiet yourself, then I want you to listen to your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Then I want you to ask yourself, who's listening? Okay. Who's listening? Because if you are not your thoughts, if you are your thoughts, how can you hear your thoughts? Mm-hmm. How can you listen to your thoughts? Mm-hmm. You are more than the very body that you live in. So if you don't learn to tap into that authentic entity that you are, you will only see through these eyes.
Only.
And what we learn in psychology is your eyes will fool.
They will.
You ever looked at something and thought you was looking at something else? But it wasn't what you was looking at, it was something else. Perpetrating. You ever went in a dark room and saw in the corner a hat and a coat on a stand and thought it was a person? That's your eyes deceiving you. I'm not saying don't trust your eyes.
Right.
I'm just saying trust your inner eye.
Exactly.
And when your inner eye connects with your physical eye, because we don't see in, that's not how we see.
Right.
We see out. So I know for some of y'all this might be getting a little too deep, but psychology, you know, that's my thing now. And we have to learn how we see.
Yes.
They talked about a man who had got in a car accident and he lost all ability to see in color. Ooh. Everything he sees is in black and white. Then somebody asked him, they said, well, when you're dreaming, how do you dream? He dreams in black and white. So now I'm trying not to expose a lot, but in psychology, a lot of times these tests are being done because we're trying to find out, are we separate from our dreams? Do we leave our bodies when we dream? But if he lost his ability to see color when he's awake and when he's dreaming, there's no separation between your dream and who you really are. Then we found there was another case that we had to deal with where a woman lost her ability to see motion.
Motion?
See, I'm trying. You want me to just go on or you want me to shut up? This has to do with what we consider to be authentic. Our eyes can deceive us. She could not see motion. So if you pour water, you see how we can see the stream of the water? All she saw was water jumping from this glass into this one. She could not see the motion of how the process of how this glass is getting full. So if you walked up to her, she could not see you coming. You just appeared in front of her.
What? Oh my God!
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh my God!
That's too much for this. That's too much for this. We'll have that conversation another time.
That's another conversation.
But I just wanted to share with y'all that don't let your physical body be the only thing that connects you with reality.
Right.
When I'm sitting with my sister, if I had never ever met her before, I should have a physical connection with her. There should be an energy between us that connects us or disconnects us. Because if she's pushing something negative, and I'm trying to push something positive, positive and negative have a tendency to push each other apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. So now, the second book that I am a part of, this is a collaboration. And there were 7 of us, and these are the contributors to this book. My literary mentor, the lady who actually took me by the hand and helped me to produce my book, is Felicia Lucas.
Oh wow!
And she compiled this anthology, and the name of it is Down for the Count: Bouncing Back from Life's Blows. And the 7 of us have a chapter that we contributed to the book.
Wow!
And so naturally, my chapter was all about being a people pleaser, because it was the thing that started me.
Right.
Trying to find my own authenticity, because I was a people pleaser. And so that's what this book was about. And I absolutely loved writing my piece. And I was Felicia Lucas's first client. She has now, she has her own business. I can't think of the name of her business. Oh, His Glory Creations. His Glory Creations is the name of her business. And I think she now has published probably 15 books.
So her books are collabs with other authors?
The majority of them are collaborative. Her husband has written one, and she has written probably 3 more by herself. But the majority of them, and she even did one with teenagers. Had them contribute a chapter. It was amazing.
Wow.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
And how I met her, and I think I followed a lot of rabbit trails. So stop me.
No, you go ahead. Go.
When I was going to the
Lift?
When I was going to the Lift conference, I was in the car with 2 of my friends, one friend and one person I was just meeting on that trip, who has now become a very close friend of mine. We were on our way to the Lift conference, and I said, wait a minute, let me think about that. That's not correct. I'm sorry. I was going to a conference with my sisters, my 2 sisters who live in North Carolina.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's where I was going. And I was in my car by myself driving to the conference, and I was in the middle of writing this book. I started writing this book in January. It was in September when I was going to this conference, and I still did not know what to do with my material.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And on the drive down, I love to just talk to the Lord, and I was just saying, God, I need you. I've done all kinds of research trying to find someone to help me publish my book, and I'm just lost. So I really need you to put that person right in my presence, because I need to know that I'm not wasting my time and this is going to be beneficial. Got to that conference with my 2 sisters, and Felicia was sitting on the side with a table selling her first book. And I went over to her and I said, "Hi, my name is Chris Wilson, and I'm in the process of writing a book. Can you help me publish it?" She was like, "Oh my God, my first client!"
That's so beautiful.
That's how I met her, and that's how she and I had a relationship probably about 6 weeks. We talked every week. She said, "Okay, the first thing you do is this, and this.
Wow.
Go do that, and next week we'll come back and we'll talk."
So she was your life coach.
She really was.
Or she was your office coach.
She was my literary mentor.
And
each week, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did all the things." And she said, "I will be here for you on these calls as often, as many weeks as we need to. And you let me know when you think you've got enough to go ahead and publish your own book." And after about 6 weeks, she said, "Girl, you don't need me anymore." And I published the book.
Wow.
So it can be just that simple. Just that simple. Because stamped on my DNA from the time I was born was this book.
Wow. Wow. That is, listen, I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna say this. Apparently, somebody's gonna be watching this that really has a desire to do something, and you got a dream. You got a passion for something. You don't know how to get started. Well, I just want to encourage you that taking the first step is being honest with yourself and saying, I really want to do this, and I'm scared.
Right.
I'm really scared. I'm scared to step out because the first time I did a video was with my godson, James. And he said, Gaga, let's just, first we used to go live on Facebook. Remember we used to go live on Facebook and just act crazy on camera, talk about things. And then we did a video, and we had one of one of those big YouTubers to kind of look at us and try to and encourage us and to walk us through and mentor us. And here I am today.
Exactly.
I'm fresh and new with where my dream for this channel is going. But you gotta just go out there and do it. Listen. I always wanted to write a book all my life. But I was scared. I said, I'm just too scared. I can't do it. And so one day I just threw something together and published it. I did, and I had all the same questions. Scared. Suppose somebody don't like what I said. Suppose I write something that's contradictory. Suppose it's not traditionally correct and all that. And I was like, I don't care.
Okay, you have to do it.
But the passion, what we're saying is follow your passion.
Follow your passion.
Follow your dream. Let it lead you where you want to go. Trust yourself.
Exactly.
Don't keep, we don't trust ourselves enough. We really don't. We trust everybody else. You can look at this video and be like, ooh, look at them. Just look at them. All that joy and all that confidence. You don't have no idea what it took to get this far.
Exactly.
And how far we still trying to go because the dream is still unfolding. So you just got to be you. And I encourage you, listen, if you don't know how to be authentic, if you're fighting and struggling, and you really, really want to know how to start to get on that road to authenticity, just go to Amazon or to Christine.net and pick up this book.
Exactly.
Not just pick up the book, but look at the tools that she had on the website that can be encouraging to you to help you move towards your dream. And even some of the people, and see that book again, Down for the Count. Listen. Look at all these people that did collaborations.
Exactly. They all felt like they were down for the count. And
I don't know if all of these women are authors. Is all of them authors? All of these are authors. Yeah. But think how powerful it would be if one of them wasn't.
Right.
And this was their first opportunity to write. Sometimes you got to collaborate with other people to make your dream come true. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here, and I'm like, do I really just want to get on this camera and eat every day and do challenges and do crazy things? No, I wanted to make this a platform that can expose other people's gifts and talents
and inspire
and
others.
We can eat. And in doing that, I'm feeding my authenticity.
Absolutely.
I'm feeding it. So y'all look for her second book. Part 2 of Authentically You. Okay, she just got her chapters and she can change them around, do whatever she wants. But she gotta write a second part because all this stuff we done talking about. I don't know. Listen, this was wonderful.
Oh, it has been absolutely
this was wonderful.
A blast.
But I always ask my guests: is there anything that you have coming up that you want to share?
No, I don't have anything on a major scale coming up. Well, that's not true. So the thing that is major for me, a friend of mine, Mary Beasley, and I have become partners. We now own a internet radio station.
I'm gonna get on that.
An internet television station.
What?
And it is the Majestic Christian Network is our network. And
what? Look at that!
It's a learning curve for us right now. So we're just on the ground level right now. We're learning a lot of things, and we're trying to figure this thing out because we've never gone this way before. Okay, which is an encouragement to you that you can do what you dream, but you have to step out there and start. You have to get out there and start, and that's where we are right now. We have started. I do, as I was saying earlier, the 5:30 on Wednesdays. I do the Authentically You radio segment, and I do it on Facebook Live, but I also stream on the streaminginspiration.net network. I also go there, and so that's what's on the horizon for us as we build this and massage this and begin to get, offer space to other people for their own segments.
Look for me, y'all.
Look for guys and all that.
Wow.
Excuse me. So yeah, that is on the horizon for me, and I do sincerely want to write another book. Yes, I do.
Yes. She's an excellent writer.
I love to write. I love to write, and I find, I dream about writing.
Wow.
So just to be able to set that time aside and to get into the zone and to write another book, that is my dream, my passion.
Wow. That's wonderful.
I'm so grateful to have been on this segment with you today.
Oh, wow.
You have thoroughly blessed me.
Girl,
this has been so much fun.
I feel like my cup is overflowing. You ever did something that you just feel full inside? And of course, it's hot in here, so I'm sweating a little bit. But this has really, really, really encouraged me also, because just by talking to you and seeing all the things that your hands are into, I realize that you don't just have to have one thing that you're working on. Your dream can have tentacles.
Absolutely.
It can expand beyond just the one thing.
We need to close out because I can go there with that. I can go hard with that.
Just go there real quick. Just go there real quick. Go there real quick.
My dream package is like a movie reel.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And each of those frames has a dream, a passion, a desire, a thought, inspiration. And whenever I need to work on something, I just pull that down and I work on that.
Wow.
And when I'm done with that thought, I throw it back up into my project thread.
Wow.
And I pull something else down.
And it just becomes a whole movie.
Yes. And that is what keeps my mind free to be inspired.
Wow.
I don't have all that stuff cluttering in my mind because it's all up there in my movie reel tape.
Wow.
I love it.
We learned in college how to do mind bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Same concept.
The mind bubbles, where you take a piece of paper and you can, I guess you can do a cross, you can do a circle, but what you do is you start drawing lines, and each line you put a topic on that line. Yes. If a thought comes to your mind, you write that thought, and you just start making sure that it's all still part of that. And you just write. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like what's the word? It's like a spider web. Okay. And you just keep writing mind bubbles. That's how we learn how to write 20 and 30 page essays and thesis papers. I like that. Mind bubbles. You can do your theme, you can do your statement, your introduction, all through these mind bubbles.
That's great. I like it.
So what you're doing is you're writing these bubbles, but then when you go to work on it, you're bursting them to see what they can what they can produce. Exactly. And so just take these little mind bubbles. But I'm just really. It seems like every time I do one of these shows, it causes me to expand the next time I do a session with someone. Because what I'm learning is the authenticity, it has to be nurtured. Do you see what I'm saying? Your gift has to be nurtured, maintained, and it has to be authentically you, which means that each time I do this, I have to feel more and more comfortable to be who I feel that I am while I'm doing the show. Exactly. Because sometimes I'm thinking, maybe that's not the perfect thing to say on here, but am I being authentic? Exactly. Authentic. And so I have enjoyed you, and we got to do this. We're going to be doing this consistently because I think there's a connection here. And I know she's busy. We're both trying to get things off the ground. But when you connect with somebody, you got to keep that connection. You do. Keep the connection. And even though she's family, she's still busy. You just can't be pulling family aside and saying, just come over here just because you my family. No, you got to respect the space of authenticity. You do. That's another chapter. That's all. We need to stop. Respect the space of authenticity. Girl,
don't want right y'all collaborating.
I know you're gonna be all up in the camera. Leslie's back, y'all. She gave us our face for a few minutes. We done sat here and wrote book 2. Well, Chris, I'm just throwing out ideas. Chris is the writer.
It has been phenomenal.
It is wonderful.
I love it.
So listen, y'all, we're gonna close out.
Yes.
And is there anybody you want to shout out? Or you?
No.
We done dropped a lot of names in here. So hopefully all the people that we talked about will have a chance to look at this and be inspired. But listen, we would like for you to thank you for taking the time out to watch this.
Thank you.
And to help expand our horizon and encourage us by watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell because you'll be notified when the next video is coming out. And so it's real important to hit the notification bell. But listen, I can't emphasize enough. Please leave a comment if you watch this. Even if you just say hi, leave a comment. If you don't leave a comment, it's like knocking on somebody's door and running away. I say that at the end of all of my videos because I want you guys to get it. And I learned that if you say something a certain amount of times, it becomes a part of a person's long-term memory.
Yes.
And so I'm asking you, please leave a comment. It's very important to have the comment so we can receive the feedback.
Exactly.
So we want to thank you for and we thank you for giving us the opportunity to share this. We would please like for you to share this video with every person in your circle that you can come in contact with. Share it on your social media sites. Share it on Facebook. Go to Instagram, Singing Mukbang Family, singing_mukbang_family on Instagram. And listen, we have all of things on there. We always make our announcements of when the video is coming out on Instagram. And sometimes we'll use a community page on YouTube. But we thank you so much and we appreciate you. We love you and we will see you next time. Peace out. Love and happiness. Chris?
Oh my God, girl. Love and hair grease.